Greetings, YouTube. Dylan Storm Roof is a domestic terrorist. He's also the reason I didn't post any videos last week about politics. The massacre just kind of overwhelmed me. The attention we've given this pathetic little shit overwhelmed me. Because he's going to get to spend the rest of his life, whether it's 15 years while he's waiting to be executed, or 60 as he's waiting to die from life in prison, thinking about all the news surrounding his case. The newspaper articles, the blogs, the vlogs, the TV movies, the film, the books, the fan pages. And if they do execute him, he'll see himself as a noble Viking warrior. I'm stealing that from a thread, I apologize. And he had his own personal issues. We may never fully know what they all are, but they were fueled by the hate of others, by the slick marketing of racism. It seems that most of that came from the citizens, the Council of Conservative Citizens, which is an organization which has 3 letters in its name, CCC. Hint, there's a reason it sounds a whole lot like KKK. And he was a willing diner at their hateful trough. And they helped groom him. And they are probably secretly thrilled that they so successfully created a tool to be used in their hateful agenda. There is no excuse for what Roof did. He is solely responsible for the acts that he committed. But those acts are the end game of a long and storied past that would have been much different if he had been exposed to a long litany of diversity and acceptance. But he wasn't. He looked for hate, and he found a lot of it. And he eagerly ate it up. Part of the offshoot of this whole controversy is the concentration on the Confederate flag, the Confederate battle flag in particular. And yes, I realize that what is known as the quote-unquote stars and bars, even though technically that is not the description of the flag itself, is not the actual flag of the Confederacy, but it has become the symbol of the Confederacy. I get that. So historical pundits, I don't need to hear it. And that's the symbol. Whether it's square or rectangular, that's the symbol of the Confederacy. And it has been used as a symbol of racism, prejudice, and hate for a very long time. There are even people in Germany that fly the Confederate flag because it's illegal to fly the Nazi flag. And they want to show their allegiance to prejudice, bigotry, and hate, racism. So they fly the Confederate flag, which is perfectly legal to do so in Germany. So not only has the Confederate flag remained a symbol of racism in America, but we've exported it. So I guess we're good at something other than just killing brown people. I'm going to link to a thread on Middle Filter, and it's interesting. It's a very, very long thread. It's over 1,000 posts long. What's interesting about this thread is that it goes from the moment the news broke of the shooting to yesterday, the 26th, when President Obama sung Amazing Grace at a eulogy. which was a profoundly moving event and a symbol of how a community can come together in unity, literally in unity, in the face of overwhelming atrocities and hate. And that is my takeaway from this. That we are better and greater than the Dylann Storm Roofs of the world. And that while the flag is just a symbol, it is still a symbol. And symbols are important. But it needs to be the opening salvo in a discussion that goes far deeper than symbols. I may have been talking about this for a very long time, but a whole lot of Americans haven't. And it's time we stop pretending. It's time that we finally look in the mirror, and in the case of many of us, we may have to literally look in the mirror to accept our white privilege that has protected us, that has allowed us to ignore so much of our ugly past and our troubled present. But we can have a better future. There doesn't have to be another Dylann Storm Roof. But we can't do it if we ignore them. And we can't do it if we allow the hate mongers to proliferate, to breed another generation of Dylann Storm Roofs. How do we do that? Through education, through historical context, through fostering an atmosphere of empathy, sympathy, and compassion for ourselves and for our fellow citizens of the world. Until we can see past the levels of melanin in our skin and we look at the humanity of who we are. So, let's do that.